Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make the corner flip card. This is the one we're going to make today, the Bermuda Bay with the Costa Cabana. Isn't it cute? So you open the card and it looks like that. So now this is the one we made this past weekend at my club night, and we used brand new product. We used the Purple Posy, which is a brand new end color for the next annual catalog, which starts on the 4th of June. And I used the Highland Heather for the candy jars. And then this is how that one opens up, just like that. And then, look really close. Can you see it? It's the Purple Posy gingham paper. Oh my gosh, so exciting. We love the Gingham Gala designer paper that's currently in the Occasions catalog. So we're getting a whole nother group of gingham colored designer paper. I'm so excited. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's start with the base. This is the Costa Cabana, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then for the inside piece, this is the basic black, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then a piece of Whisper White, which is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then for the flip part of the corner of the card, the basic black is cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I'm using the How Sweet It Is designer paper. It's double-sided. And this is also in the Occasions catalog until June 3rd. And this piece is cut at 2.5 by 2.5. And then we're going to attempt to stamp on this Whisper White piece, which is cut at 3/4 by 4. And then the black piece is cut at 7/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and then you're going to need some Bermuda Bay for the candy jars, and we're going to stamp and emboss those and cut those out with the Big Shot. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp first. I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat for stamping, and this is the Sweetest Thing stamp set. We're going to use all 3 candy jars, and then also make it a sweet celebration for the front, and then happy birthday for the inside. And this also has a coordinating framelit, which is called the Jars of Sweets, and you can buy these in a bundle and save 10% until June 3rd. So we're going to stamp our candy jars with the Versamark ink pad. Isn't that nice? It's a brand new ink pad. I'm almost afraid to use it. All right, so here's our candy jars. So I put the 2 candy jars together. Just makes it a little bit easier for my club ladies to stamp them. Let me grab my embossing buddy. I'm going to run this across the Bermuda Bay. This prevents static when you're embossing. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and ink up the candy jars. Since this is a photopolymer stamp set, there's no cushion on the stamp, so the paper piercing mat helps that because it's like a cushion for the stamps. You get a really nice stamped image. Okay, you can probably hardly see that, but it's a watermark, and we're going to emboss on top of that. So let me ink up this candy dish. All right, now we're going to grab our embossing powder, the Whisper White. Okay, so here's the embossing powder. Just going to go ahead and sprinkle this over top of the stamped image. And wherever the stamp is with the Versamark, the powder will grab onto that. And then we'll heat set it with the heat gun. Okay, so now hopefully that shows up a little bit better. Let me do a little bit more right here. There we go. All right, so let's grab our heat tool. So this is the Stampin' Up heat tool. You want to be very careful not to put your hands in front of this heat because it is very, very hot. Okay, so there's our images. Aren't they beautiful with the white? Makes them pop. All right, so now we're going to set this aside to let that cool, and we're going to grab our paper trimmer. We're going to take our Costa Cabana piece. We're going to open it up on the 8.5-inch side. And remember the quick tip that I shared with you on putting copy paper underneath this cutting arm? This is going to help you a lot today on this card. So we're going to start on the 3-inch side here. So you're going to line up your edge at 3 inches. And you're going to take your cutting blade. Now you're going to line this up at 2.5. So on the cutting blade, you can see that. Hopefully that shows up somewhat on the camera. I know it's probably going to be far away. There's 2.5 right there. And remember, on your cutting blade, you have a little arrow, and that's exactly right where the blade is located on the cutter. So you're going to put this at 2.5, And now you're going to cut this down to 4 7/8, and that's the 8th mark right before the 5. Okay, then you're going to turn it, lining this edge up. Now we're on the 5.5 inch side. Now this edge we're going to line up again at 3 inches. And this time we're going to start at 3, right there. And this should be right where your line is cut at. So you're going to line it up at 3, and then you're going to go up to 5/8. And that's the 8th mark right past the 1/2 inch. And there's your corner flip part of your card. Okay, so let's move our trimmer. All right, now you're going to need your bone folder. Now I'm going to go ahead and also put these layers together first before we go any further. So I'm going to layer our designer paper and the basic black piece together. All right, now we're going to take this square here, and this is the way the card is in the front. So we're going to open it up, and we're going to put this square right inside of that cutout. And this will help you when you get ready to flip the card on the corner. So remember, this is the front, so we're opening it up because this part is going to flip forward to the front of the card. So once that piece is in there, it's going to help you line it up when you actually fold to burnish the edges of the corner flip card. Okay, so now this is the front, so now we're going to go ahead and flip this over. This is where you need your bone folder. So you're going to go ahead and flip it. Now I'm going to position that square just so that it's level on the front of the card, just like that. And then burnish your little fold lines right there. And then that's your corner flip card. Isn't that easy? I love it. All right, now it's just a matter of cutting out our candy dishes. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab our Big Shot. So for cutting out my candy dishes, I'm using the magnetic platform. And you could cut these all at the same time, but I find that if you just cut them one at a time, because every time you run this through the Big Shot, it makes like a clunk noise, and it might move the framelit, and I don't want it to do that. That's the wrong framelit. So we're going to get the right framelit for the right candy jar. So we're just going to cut each one separately. Okay, so that one looks good. There's the one candy dish. Isn't it cute? All right, let me just go ahead and cut these out. I'm going to bring in my paper piercing mat again. Make it a sweet celebration. I'm going to stamp this. At least I'm going to attempt to stamp this on screen here on video. I'm going to use the Memento ink. It's easy because it's photopolymer. You can see right through it, right where you're stamping. Perfect. All right, so let's set that aside to dry, and we'll just go ahead and assemble our card. Let's go ahead and bring in our pieces. I'm going to put the Whisper White onto the basic black. So I went ahead and put dimensionals on the back of these two candy dishes, and we're just going to use the snail to apply the larger candy dish to the front of the box of the corner part. I'm just going to position this towards the top of the corner here, and then we're going to pop the candy dishes around that, the other two. One right there. I'm going to put this one right here. So cute. All right, now let's go ahead and add this to the basic black strip. Okay, we're going to pop this up on dimensionals as well. I'm going to put this right at the bottom of the card, right below the candy dishes. Okay, so now you can actually keep this so it moves like this, but I put a little mini dimensional in the corner of my little corner here, so it holds it secure. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside with the happy birthday. Bring in the Memento ink again. I'm going to attempt to stamp this without the mat. That looks good. You can also put another candy dish on the inside if you want. All right, then one more thing. I did add some Wink of Stella to the candy dishes. So let me go ahead and do that. So cute. Okay, so there's the Bermuda Bay with the Costa Cabana. And then here's the other one. So cute. And then here's the brand new one with the Purple Posy cardstock. Oh my gosh, I love this color. Y'all know I love purple. And then the brand new gingham color designer paper in the back there. And this is a 6x6 in the brand new end colors. You're gonna love it. All right, so if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll have all the items listed below. And then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.